session, we will be discussing yung budget, kung ano ang annual budget, ano ang supplemental, realignment, and augmentation. We will have a review of the budget process within the barangay. And then we will also understand and know kung ano yung mga budget forms, records, registry, statement of appropriation, obligations, and balances. So by the end of this session, so you are expected to be able to know yung barangay budget, to be able to record and report po yung ating appropriation as required. Okay, so let's start. Review lang po, yung sa local government budget process, hindi po to part ng original slide, parang in-include ko lang, parang review lang po. So sa barangay, ano ba ang start ng budget process? So we start with yung preparation ng ating annual budget. So who prepares po yung annual budget? Walang gusto? Sino? Si PB. Tama naman, si PB with the assistance of yung kanyang treasurer. So palaging silang dalawa. Pero sino ba talaga ang nag-prepare in actual? Si treasurer, mas alam naman niya eh. Yan. So supervision lang po si Kapitan. Yan. So pag na-prepare na yung ating annual budget, isasubmit nila sa council, sa sangguniang barangay. Yan. Para i-review ni sangguniang barangay and ipapas niya into an appropriation ordinance. So kung na-review na ni sangguniang barangay, saan niya isasubmit? Saan niya sinasubmit pag may appropriation ordinance na? Budget. So submit yan sa city through the city budget office. Kasi for approval ng SP. Pero ang nag-review kasi dyan, si city budget, i-recommend niya for approval sa SP. Kaya meron kayong ordinance, approved ordinance ng inyong budget from the sangguniang pamilya. So pag na-review, okay na siya as ordinance. So pwede na tayong gumastos. So yan, execution. And for every budget, meron pa rin accountability. Kaya required pa rin po tayong gumawa ng mga reports. So dyan na po papasok yung requirements ng manual on recording and reporting. Okay? Alam na yan eh. Review lang. So what is an annual budget? So yan, under Section 306A of our Local Government Code, RA 7160, annual budget refers to a financial plan embodying the estimates of income and expenditures for one fiscal year. So ano yung fiscal year natin? January 1, December 31. So, yung ating annual budget may dalawang components palagi, di ba? Meron kayong portion ng estimated income or revenues, and then may portion ng expenditures. Tama? So yan. So it takes effect usually at the beginning of the ensuing year. So nangyayari ba yan? Na pagdating ng January 1, okay na yung mga budget natin? Baka hanggang ngayon may barangay pa na hindi ka-approve ang budget. Meron talaga nangyayari yan. Kaya pag hindi pa approve ang budget, ang mag-prevail na budget is yung previous budget. So, kunwari yung 2019 budget hindi pa approve, usually yung 2018 na pa muna yung ginagamit na budget. So, hindi kayo pwedeng magdagdag ng mga expenses na wala dun sa 2018. Okay? So, what is an appropriation? So, an appropriation refers to an authorization made by an ordinance. Anong ordinance ulit ito? Approved by the sangguniang barangay. Yung ating appropriation ordinance na ultimately approve din ng SP. Pero actually, kahit walang approval ng SP, pag hindi lumabas yung approve within 30 days or 60 days, hindi ko sure ko ilang days, parang deemed approve yung budget nyo sana. Pero ang nangyayari yata is, kailangan may approval sila. Diba? So, unless pinabalik sa inyo for revision or ano yun, pag gusto nila ng mga details, mga yan, hindi po makakonsider, hindi magraran yung 60 days. Okay? So, appropriation. Pwede bang in a year mag-change ang appropriation for the year? Yes. So, how? Paano nagkakaroon ng changes ng appropriation? Tinash ko kanina yung mga ibang pag may supplemental budget. Pag ang others is kung may augmentation, may realignment. So, tingnan natin kung anong sinasabi ng ating local government code on augmentation. So under section 336, sabi niya dito, the local chief executive or the presiding officer of the Sanggunian may by ordinance be authorized to augment any item in the approved annual budget for their respective offices from savings in other items within the same expense class for their respective appropriations. Anong ibig sabihin ng same expense class? Pwede bang mag-augment from PS to MOE? Oh, okay. So dapat kung mag-augment PS to PS. So pwedeng salaries, kung may savings tayo ng salaries, dun sa other personnel benefits. MOE to MOE. Pwedeng ganon, PS to PS, na ang kailangan lang ng approval or authorization is yung PB or the Sangguniang Barangay through an ordinance. Depende sir kung saan yung gagamitin yung savings. As supplemental budget, usually kasi ang savings. So hindi siya mag-fall as augmentation. Ang augmentation, kung kunwari may sobra ka doon sa try natin sa MOE, yan, hindi mo naman na kailangan, tapos nagkukulang doon sa other expense, so kunwari yung traveling, kulang yung binudget niyo for training, pwede kayong kumuha dun sa traveling, ilipat niyo dun sa training. Ganun. Okay? So yun yung augmentation. Ano ang difference ng augmentation sa realignment? Any idea? The same daw. Parang the same yung concept. Pero ang augmentation, originally andun sa budget yung expense. Ang realignment, wala siya doon sa original na budget. Ngayon may sobra kang budget doon sa isang expense, hindi mo binudgetan yung isang expense, pwede kang mag-realign. Pero kailangan ng approval ng city budget, SP through the city budget. Yun. Kung hindi mo original na binudget, yun ang realignment. Augmentation, PS to PS, MOE to MOE, pwede sa level ng punong barangay or presiding officer ng Sangguniang Barangay through an ordinance. Kaya nire-require pa rin kayo ng accounting na dapat may ordinansa. Okay, so augmentation yan. It implies the existence in the budget of an item, project activity or purpose with an appropriation which upon implementation or subsequent evaluation of needed resources is determined to be deficient. So yun na yun. Dapat existing muna yung expense, in both expenses, itra-transfer mo lang. Or ililipat mo lang dun sa isa na nagkukulang. Okay? So, kailan nagkakaroon ng supplemental budget? Yan na po yun, sir. Kung meron po tayong savings, isa yun. Kung meron tayong additional collections na hindi natin sinama dun sa ating estimated income, yan. So kung may other funds na biglang naging available during the year. So kailangan with the certification daw ng city local treasurer. Kaya yung ano niyo ba, yung savings niyo, may pinipirmahan si Sir Alex. Kaya ginadala niyo dun, di ba? Lalo pag yung year-end niyo. Sir Alex, Sir Tabin, and Ma'am Letty. Yan. So it takes effect upon its approval or on the date fixed therein. Kaya lang nagbibigay sila ng cut-off. Kaya pag minsan, dapat ready na kayo para hindi kayo abutin ng cut-off. So yan. So since natakal na natin yung budget, sigurado naman lahat tayo dito nakakita ng itsura ng budget ng barangay. So yan. So paano na natin i-record or i-report yung ating appropriations? So yan. Through yung mga required reports. So yung isang report na kailangan natin i-prepare, ito, yung Record of Appropriation and Obligations. RAW. Yung dati nating RACs. RAC pala. Yan. So, meron tayong RAW para dun sa regular appropriation. Tapos meron tayong separate RAW para dun sa mga non-office accounts natin. Like, yung 10% share for SK, 5% share for the Drilling Fund, 20% Development Fund, and continuing appropriation. So, 5 pong RAW ang i-maintain ni Chairman on Committee of Appropriations. 5 RAW. Okay? Dati namang yata requirement under dun sa old. Hindi lang po natin nagagawa. Or nagagawa natin pero at year-end. Kasi dun lang nilirecord ni accounting. So yan. So punta po kayo doon sa Annex 6 of your manual para makita niyo ng gusto ang itsura ng RAW. Annex 6. Part ng ating manual. So yung record of appropriation and obligation, so ganito po ang itsura. So we have here the name of the barangay, name po ni CCA, and yung fund source. Dun sa fund source, whether regular appropriation, yung 10% na SK, yung 5% RIM, 20% LTF, and continuing appropriation. Yung portion po dito, ilalagay nyo kung regular appropriation, 10% na SK, Dream Fund, continuing appropriation, and 20% development fund. And then here, the name of the city or municipality, province, and then page number. Okay, so dito na tayo sa taas. Yung reference, ang ilalagay po natin dito sa upper portion, letter E on appropriation. Yung references po natin dyan is yung ating annual budget or supplemental budget or yung mga other ordinances for augmentation and realignment. So yan ang reference natin dito. So makikita nyo dito may portion on personnel services, MOOE, financial expenses, and capital outlay. Tapos under it, may mga blanco. So kayo po ang mag-provide niyan. Kasi manggagaling po yan kung ano po yung nakalagay sa inyong budget. So for example, dito sa personnel services, yung honorarium ng barangay, salaries and wages, kayo pong maglalagay dyan. Kung may mga year-end benefits, year-end bonus, cash gift, and other personnel benefits. So pagdating sa maintenance and other operating expenses, isa-isahin niyo po ang isusulat dito. Per column po ang isang expense. So dyan, traveling, training, office expenses, and so on. Pag financial expenses naman, dyan papasok yung bank charges, interest expense. Capital outlay, yung capital outlay under the regular fund. Kasi iba yung ilalagay mo, ibang paglalagyan mo So dito sa obligations, ang pinaka-reference dyan is yung disbursement voucher. Ang i-discuss ko this afternoon is yung portion ng letter A, yung appropriations. Kasi andun pa lang tayo sa appropriations. Ibang session po yung obligations na portion. Pero yun ang pinaka-reference niya, disbursement voucher. Okay, so next. Isang i-prepare din ni CCA is yung Statement of Appropriation, Obligations, and Balances. SAO. Ay, balik tayo dun sa law. How often na i-prepare ito? Yung dapat regular na na-update siya monthly. Pero in actual, yearly. So, ugalihin na natin ngayon, starting ngayon, after this seminar, pag nag-prepare na tayo ng mga bagong forms, regular natin i-update. Para, yan din naman ang basis natin pag nakita natin kung nag-exceed na tayo, kung wala na pala siyang budget, dyan mo rin makikita yung mga balances. So, yan. Yung Statement of Appropriations, Obligations, and Balances SAO, ganun din. Monthly na i-prepare ni CCA. Pero hindi niya kailangan bigyan ng copy si accounting ng monthly. Bibigyan niyo lang po ang accounting ng SAO at the end of the year. Kasi kailangan po ni accounting ito para dun sa pag-prepare ng isang financial statement. Kaya nag-refer sa inyo to. So, yan ang SAO. So, punta kayo sa next 7. Para makita niyo yung sample ng SAO. SAO. RAW. Yung RAW, Record and Appropriation and Obligation RAW. Ito SAO, dating SACB. So here we have the name of the barangay, the name of the city, the name of the report, as of month end. January, February, until December. So yan. Yung i-fill up natin na columns, these are your functions. You have your PS, MOOE, financial expenses, and capital outlay. Yan yung nakalagay sa RAW. Tapos for regular appropriations. Meron din tayong RAW for development fund, SK fund, and the 5%. So meron din portions dyan on. Ito. And then we have here a portion ng continuing appropriations since kailangan may RAW ka rin dyan. So, sa column ng original, ang ilalagay po natin dyan is yung total kung under PS ng PS na nandun sa annual budget. So, ang reference natin yung sa original na column is yung annual budget. Kung within the year, nagkaroon kayo ng supplemental budget, dito nyo po ilalagay kung magkano ang supplemental budget para dun sa particular expense or fund source. Okay, so yung final na column, yan po yung total ng original at saka ng supplemental. Para makuha nyo yung total appropriation for the month until doon sa year-end. Okay? Yung column ng obligation, yan, kukunin nyo din yan sa RAW. So yung total monthly doon sa RAW, yan yung ilagay nyo dyan under PS para makuha nyo yung balance ng appropriation. So yung final minus yung total obligation, yun po yung ilalagay doon sa column ng balances. Okay po ba? So the SAO should be certified by the CCA and noted by the punong barangay. So dito po, monthly i-prepare, pero yearly isasubmit sa account. Para kung hindi ni punong barangay or CILG, kung nag-require ng status of funds ninyo, meron na kayo kaagad na basis. Okay, next. Meron tayong special trust funds. Ito yung diniscuss ko kanina. We have here the funds received from other levels of government and donors for specific purpose. Ang sample dyan is financial assistance from DOLE, DL, nagbibigay ba si DLG? Hindi yata. PCSO and other government entities, pwede rin from the private. And we have under special trust fund, yung unspent budgetary items of the 5% local disaster risk reduction and management fund. So yan, paano ang reporting ng special trust fund? So, sino ulit ang mag-prepare niyan? Si CCA ulit. So yan, maraming gagawin report si CCA, no? So, mag-prepare si CCA ng Registry for Special Trust Fund para po doon sa ating financial grants received from other government offices or donors and yung unspent portion ng ating dream fund. Yan. So, Annex 33 po ng inyong manual, makikita nyo doon yung sample ng Registry of Special Trust Fund. Okay, so we have again the name of the barangay, the name of the chairman on Committee on Appropriation, purpose. So, kailangan ilagay natin yung purpose. Kasi for every financial grant or donor, ibang RSPF po ang i-maintain. Tapos, name of the city, province, and the page number. So, dito yung ilalagay nyo lang dyan is yung kung magkano, yung amount na binigay, or magkano ang amount ng unspent dream fund. Makukuha niyo yung unspent, yung amount ng unspent kay accounting kasi nagbe-maintain siya ng ledgers. Kung hindi kayo sigurado dun sa balance ng dream fund, yun yung nire-record ni accounting as trust liability. So, yung mga CCA, yun po, makikoordinate kayo with the accounting para malaman niyo yung balance ng unspent dream fund. So dito sa reference, kung yung example, yung DOLE, nagkipag-ano sa inyo ng MOA, yun yung ilalagay mong reference. And then the amount of grant na binigay or yung amount ng unspent portion ng dream fund, ilagay mo dyan. And the year na granted, or year nung dream fund na hindi nagamit. Kasi pwedeng yung dream fund nyo is for a period of 5 years kasi yung life niya, di ba? So pwedeng various years yung unspent portion. So si accounting meron na rin yan. Nandun sa kanyang notes to financial statements. Tingnan niyo dun sa inyong BAR or ARB. Andun yung balance ng dream fund. Okay, so kung meron expenses from yung fund na yun or financial grant, dito po natin ilalagay dun sa details of charges. Tayo po ang mag-fill up kung anong nature po ng expense. Ilalagay po natin doon sa blankong rows under yung details of charges. So, yan po ang RSTF. Okay. Medyo maraming forms. Another form, ito, bago. Record of Estimated and Actual Income. REI. Okay, so REI, ito yung estimated and actual income during the year, and it is prepared by the barangay treasurer. Si BT ang mag-prepare niyan, and sinasubmit yan. Ang preparation na rin ni BT is monthly. Piniprepare, ina-update yan monthly, pero sinasubmit sa accounting at year-end only. Kasi basis po ni accounting, yung WEI, para doon sa preparation niya ng statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts. The same po doon sa SAOB. Kailangan ni-accounting yung SAOB at saka itong REIAI para ma-prepare po itong statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts. So kailangan magawa niyo yan para ibigay sa inyo ang beginning balance for your budget preparation. Okay? So, punta tayo sa Annex 41 para doon sa itsura ng REIAI. So, ganyan po ang itsura ng REIAI. So, again, have here the name of the barangay. This time, si Barangay Treasurer, yung nakalagay dyan. Name of the city, province, and page number. So, the same with Saraw, may two portions rin ang REIAI. Meron ditong income estimates at saka actual collections. Doon sa Saraw, ano yun, expenses naman yun. Dito sa REIAI, yung collections. Okay, so we have here the portion ng income estimates. Saan natin kukunin yung lalagay dyan? Any idea? Estimates. Huh? Sa annual budget, di ba? Kasi meron na kayong portion doon ng estimated revenues or income. So from their annual budget, supplemental budget, or mga ordinances for your augmentation realignment, yun po yung reference nyo dyan. So doon manggagaling yung ilalagay po natin dyan. So yung income accounts, under yung income accounts, may blank rows ulit dyan. So, kayo pong maglalagay kung ano yung nature no ine-expect nyo na makolect within the year. So, kung clearances, nandyan. Ay, number 1, IRA. So, yan. Share from Internal Revenue Collections, Certificate and Clearances, mga interest income, ano pa ba yung mga sources nyo? Subsidy ni city, and etc. Kung ano pa yung mga expected na makollect nyo within the year. So under actual collections, ang pinaka-reference po natin dyan is yung report of collections and deposits. Pero hindi po ako mag-discuss dyan. So, dun sa ating workshop mamaya, yung portion lang po ng income estimates ang gagawin natin. Hindi muna natin gagawin yung portion ng actual collections. Ganun din po sa workshop sa RAW. Yung portion lang ng appropriation. Okay, so sabi dito, expenditures or obligations shall in no case exceed available appropriations. Alam natin dapat yan ha. Anong mangyayari kung nag-exceed? Aon talaga ha. Oo, pwede, kung mabait ng auditor nyo, aon muna. Pero kung ayaw na niyang mag-English, kasi mas madaling gumawa ng office allowance, outright disallowance yan. Kasi pag nag-exceed kayo, ibig sabihin walang basis, irregular yung disbursement. So, kaya dapat na monitor po natin yung ating expenditure as against doon sa appropriation. Dapat hindi po tayo nag-e-exceed. Kaya, alam siguro ng mga barangays na may mga excess, may disallowance sila. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, meron pong binibigay ang city treasurers na estimates.
Na?
May estimated RTP po kami na collection. So, kasama po doon sa
estimated revenues. Oo.
So, doon pa rin basis na.
Yung share from RPT, no?
At saka yung bibigay ng budget office na hila po namin.
Oo, yun yung mga estimates nyo. Andun kasi yan sa inyong preparation ng annual budget, di ba? Nakalagay doon yung share from RPT, yung collections nyo from clearances, yung share from garbage kasi is nakatrans liability. So hindi nyo siya pwedeng gamitin for regular expenses.
Tsaka yung subsidy po from the government na 30,000.
Oo, yun usually yung mga nakikita namin. So yun, yung iba yata may mga rent income, parking fees. Yan, pwede rin yun. Okay, so let's have a glance kung ano yung appropriation, yung workflow ng appropriation. So dito, ito yung mga references. We have here your annual budget, supplemental budget, augmentation, and realignment. So under dito sa ating mga budget, may portion on the income and appropriation. Ito yung mga expenditures. So yung portion ng income, i-report natin doon sa record on estimated and actual income. And who prepares this again? Ayaw ni... Ay, pinapasa kay CCA. Treasurer. Ayaw na ni Treasurer gumawa. Si Treasurer ang gagawa niyan. Yung Ray si Treasurer yan ha. So pagdating sa expenditure portion ng ating budget, i-record ni Treasurer? I-record ni Treasurer or sino? Si CCA. I-record niya doon sa ating RAW, yung record on appropriation and obligation. And isa-summarize niya doon sa SAO, then submits it to the accounting para doon sa preparation ng test. Yearly ang submission, ulitin ko, yung RAI at saka SAO, yearly na at the end of the year, na isasubmit yan sa accounting. Pero monthly po ang pag-maintain and pag-update. Okay? Kasi yung SAO, monthly ang preparation. So, exercise tayo para actual na tayo para pagdating nyo sa barangay, ready na kayo mag-convert. So, may ibibigay sa inyong sample na appropriation ordinance, pero yun po kasi is prepare ng aming central office. So, ang setup ko niya is medyo setup ng mga mayayamang barangay. Pero sample lang yun. So, bibigyan kayo ng copy ng appropriation ordinance. Paki-comment po kasi may mga maling amounts, maling computation, or maling basis. Pakitingnan kung ano yung mga defects ng appropriation ordinance na ibibigay sa inyo. Pakisulat sa paper per table, and then mamaya may isang group na mag-represent. Ay, yung last group, sabi ko,